The year is 449 AD. The Roman eagle has flown, leaving Britannia a shivering, leaderless wreck. For 4 centuries, Rome was the spine of this island. Now, that spine is snapped. From the north, the Pictish tribes scream through the gaps in Hadrian's wall like ghosts. In his desperation, King Vortigern commits the ultimate sin of leadership. He invites the wolf into the sheepfold to guard the gate. They came in 3 ships, known to history as the 3 Keels. Leading them were 2 brothers, Hengist and Horsa. Names that literally translated to stallion and horse. To the weary Britons, they did not look like refugees, they looked like gods of war. For the promise of the Isle of Thanet in Kent, they agreed to bleed for a king they did not respect. They were not just soldiers. They were the world's most dangerous contractors. Hengist was a genius of opportunism. He looked upon the landscape and saw a land that was rich and a people who were worthless. He sent word back to the Germanic coast with a simple message. Bring more men. Bring the women. Bring the children. This land is ours for the taking. He realized he did not want a paycheck. He wanted a legacy. Soon, the 3 ships became a fleet. The invitation had become an infiltration. The mercenaries were no longer guests, they were the new landlords. The peace was a lie. At the Feast of Stonehenge, the masks finally fell. Hengist stood and shouted the infamous command, "Nemet your saxes. Take your knives." In a heartbeat, the laughter turned to a death rattle. 300 British nobles were butchered where they sat. King Vortigern was left alive only to watch his country burn. This was not just a murder, it was a political decapitation that ended the Romano-British Age forever. While the historians focus on the blood, the reality was a demographic tidal wave. Hengist did not just win a battle, he established a foothold. From the Kingdom of Kent, the Saxon language and culture began to seep into the soil like rainwater. The old Latin names for cities were being replaced by the harsh, guttural sounds of the north. Britannia was dying, and England was taking its first breath. The fires of the migration were forging a new identity, one built on the edge of a blade and the depth of a furrowed field. But here is the twist. Modern archaeology tells a different story. We find no King Hengist in the soil. Instead, we see a slow, creeping migration of families over decades. Is Hengist a man, or a ghost? A legend created centuries later by Anglo-Saxon kings to give their bloody origins a heroic face. Even his name, Stallion, feels more like a title for a totem god than a human name. He is the myth we needed to explain the chaos. Whether he was flesh and blood or a brilliantly crafted myth, the impact is undeniable. Hengist represents the exact moment the classical world ended and the seed of England was sown. Every time you speak English, you are using the tongue of the men who followed the stallion and the horse. He is the bridge between the ruins of Rome and the rise of a new world. A world born from betrayal, but destined for greatness. Hengist was the first, but he was not the last. Who should we profile next? Alfred the Great or the Viking King Nut? Tell me in the comments. Subscribe to keep the history alive.